We are here with Matt Reback, who is the CEO of Galaxy Gaming, a table games company that likes to call itself the largest independent table games company in the world. Currently trading publicly under the ticker symbol GLXC. But Matt, first of all, welcome.
Thanks, Frank. It's great to be back with you.
And secondly, that introduction won't be appropriate soon because you're about to merge into a gigantic electronic table games company.
Yeah, that's exactly right. It's been a while since the deal was kind of memorialized last July, and now we are still expected to close the transaction in 2025, as we announced when the deal was announced. However, it remains subject to the same customary closing conditions, and the primary driver of that would be the receipt of regulatory approvals for the acquiring party, which would be Evolution. So we're all kind of helping in the ways that we can and waiting for those closing conditions to be realized.
And one thing that we should let folks know is even though the merger into Evolution hasn't occurred yet, the only reason is the calendars of all the people who have to do the approvals. There are no issues otherwise.
Correct. That's what we understand as well. There's several jurisdictions, and Evolution is already licensed around the globe and knows how this works. And so they participate with those regulators and do the investigations, and then we just get things scheduled on the calendars as they happen. So, yep, we're all excited to see that come to fruition. It's a transformative moment for us. It really is to be merged into an organization with as much reach and scale as Evolution and such a great reputation. They're an amazing partner for us.
One of the things that we've seen in the casino industry in recent years, and Galaxy has certainly been a part of that, is really a transformation from the old felt dealer experience to a lot of innovations like progressives and different kinds of displays. Now we have companies like Galaxy uh, that is extending a lot of its traditional felt table games online, which of course is a perfect match with Evolution because that's what they do. Uh, Tell us a little bit about how you see the casino industry evolving, and if we look at it 5 years from now, both land-based and digitally, what's it going to look like for the typical consumer?
Certainly. Well, we truly believe we're on the tip of the spear, the cutting edge when it comes to innovation in the pit. Table games are all we do. And so who better than to bring some of these innovations? Over the next 5 years, I would say we're going to see a continuation of the trend towards side bets and progressives and the use of technology to enable those progressives, the gamification of those optional side bet and progressive experiences. It's a big part of what we do. It's a big part of why we are successful and why customers seek us out. I think along that trend, following along that trend is you're going to see Galaxy be on the bleeding edge of something that you're going to see at G2E this year, which is for the first time, really the prominence of third-party brands coming into the pit. And we're primarily going to be doing that initially with the Hasbro brands that we've licensed. And those are going to be fan favorites and games that people are really, really familiar with, such as Monopoly, Yahtzee, and Battleship, becoming part of that increased volatility, increased entertainment, increased engagement, and that'll all be happening in the pit. So that's going to be, I think, a continuation and an escalation of a trend that we've already kind of started to see the beginning part of. In fact, reported out of Macau, they're saying a huge part of their revenue is now coming from side bets and progressives, the table games kind of capital of the world. And we're seeing that in the US as well and Europe.
One of the trends that we hear about in Macau is the intelligent table.
Mhm.
What is an intelligent table?
Look, I've been in gaming for 22 years now, 23 years now. And having been an operator and then having been working for slots companies, I always had the embarrassment of riches of data. And the slot machine, the POS system, the CMS system would generate tons and tons of data about players and about the experiences and how they're interacting with the property and the brands. The table game was always a bit of a darker region where the data that was coming out was either input by humans. It was much more limited. And so what you're seeing with this smart table is I think you're seeing the table game move forward and people realizing there are technologies that can be used, enabled, whether it's RFID, various forms of RFID, multiple different technologies there, whether it's visual recognition, and whether it's analytical engines and AI, or use those used in combination so that the table game can actually become a producer of really, really valuable data. And that data helps the operator, and it also helps the game manufacturer and supplier like Galaxy to know what players like, what they respond to, how we can generate how we can kind of fine tune our products to make sure that they deliver those experiences that we're looking for.
That brings up the term of the day, which is AI. Does this mean AI is finding its way to the table game?
It is. It is. It certainly is at Galaxy. We're using AI tools, machine learning tools here internally for product development on a daily basis. We've challenged our team, we're training our team, and we're using AI to the extent we can internally on product development. But we're also working in our development pipeline on products that will have AI kind of native within them. Some of the things that I mentioned there. I think that's where we're going. It's unbelievably powerful. Once you start to see what its potential is, it starts to unlock new entertainment. And again, everything we build, we try not to think of ourselves as building games. We think of ourselves as building experiences for players. And that's why this year you're going to see Galaxy's headline being dealing excitement. We thought about what we did and we all sat and said, hey, what do we really do? What do we deliver that's differentiated and that's valuable? And what we do is we deal excitement. When you sit down and you play blackjack, which can be a grind game, and it's paying, if you play perfect strategy down less than 2%, and you say, hey man, I want a little bit more volatility, I want a little bit more excitement, then these side bets and progressives that we offer, they create more excitement. And it's optional for a player to get in and say, man, I could win 300, 400, 500 times. I could win that giant jackpot there by playing the blackjack game that I know and love. And that's why I think you use tools like AI to help take that and put that on steroids. And so I would encourage everybody to come to our booth, check out the Monopoly and Yahtzee games that will be on full display. And I think they're a sign of what's to come.
Do you also have multiple station products, like community products, like, you know, maybe 10 or 12 people playing a game simultaneously?
So our core products are focused on the traditional table games. So whether that's craps or roulette or blackjack or a poker variant, et cetera, in a land-based casino, in those cases, it's going to be limited to the number of players at the individual table. We do have progressives where we link tables, and we even have our progressive, which we call our ICL, that links properties. So you could have multiple different properties all with a progressive that's linked. So you could have people playing on dozens of tables, all playing for that same progressive jackpot. So in that respect, yes, you could have dozens of people playing for a single prize. They might be even in different locations. In the online world, we license our brands, 21 plus 3, Lucky Ladies, Perfect Pairs, Easy Baccarat, to the operator partners we have, Evolution, Pragmatic, Playtech, those types of folks. And they put them in live dealer, which can be a one-to-many table game experience, or a one-to-one, depending on the game type. So in the online, it's a little bit easier to go one-to-many and have multiple people playing the same game and the same with our same Galaxy product. But those are just kind of the limits of technology there. Both of those segments are growing for us, and we're pursuing both actively.
Okay, great. Well, we soon will be at G2E, where upwards of 30,000 people are going to gather and look at the newest and spiffiest stuff. And as you've already mentioned, Matt, you've got two headline titles that you're introducing, Monopoly and Yahtzee. Anything you'd like to say about them?
Yeah, so a couple things. So first of all, if you're going to be coming to G2E, you're going to look for Galaxy, but you're going to look in a new place. We're moving the location of our booth. We're growing to the point where the old location, where people saw us for the last couple of years, just didn't meet our needs. So we're moving to kind of Main Street, if you will, of G2E. We're going to be right next to IGT in a much bigger booth. Why did we do that? We did that because we've got this suite of products that have expanded, including Monopoly and Yahtzee and our dynamic progressive on GOS, new merchandising products. And so we kind of needed a bigger footprint there in order to house all that. So when you come to look for us at G2E, come around on Main Street, right next to IGT in the corner. And when you go there, you'll see Monopoly and Yahtzee reimagined for table games. So you're going to see Monopoly branded felts. You're going to see Monopoly branded side bets and progressives. You're going to see a Yahtzee game that's actually a Yahtzee. It's a dice base game with a Yahtzee progressive on it. So very, very exciting. A lot of noise, a lot of excitement, a lot of iconography that reminds you to those family game table nights where you're playing and everybody's going for a four of a kind and a large straight and Yahtzee and yelling Yahtzee. So we're trying to build a lot of that excitement into the pit to attract new players and also to make a comfortable gaming situation for an avid player who maybe just wants to play blackjack. We're giving them that optional progressive and side bet so that they can then see how fun that is and see that that progressive is at $40,000, $50,000, $100,000, $1 million if it's a linked jackpot, and say, "Hey, I'm playing blackjack, but I'm gonna put a little side bet down because I want to have a shot at that." And that's what I think the magic is about Galaxy is that we're able to provide those products for that range of players.
Well, it sounds like you are going to have a whole galaxy of products for folks to see.
Well done, Frank. Well done. Yes, we absolutely will. And iGaming will be there as well. We're really cranking on iGaming. So, the iGaming is in the Galaxy as well. So please come by, and I think people will be really excited to see the all-new Galaxy.
We look forward to it. Thank you, Matt.
Thanks for having us, Frank.